Hi, it's Amanda, and this is my January update for my Pan That Palette 2024. So yes, I normally do videos about nail polish, but I also like to pan eyeshadows. I did this for the first time last year and did it again this year, and the theme is fun size. So my main palette for this year is this one by Boots. It's called Easy on the Eye, and it has got lots of tiny little pans in it. It was getting old, so I thought it was time to try and use it up. And to keep these videos relatively short this year, I'm only going to show you what I have used since the previous update. And the first one is Cocoa Brown. I've used this one 15 times since the last time. I've got a really decent dip going in this one already. And I've also been using Onyx Black. I have used this one 7 times since it was brought into the project, and I've got a small little dip starting on this one as well. And the next one that I've used is Warm Ivory. I've used this one 8 times in January, and you can see again we do have a little bit of a dip going. And the one I have the most use on is this one called Pink Flush. I am using this one as a base for my eyeshadow pretty much every day. I have used it 14 times. If it does get pushed to the side, I'm trying to use those bits up so I don't get an artificial pan. And I've got to be close to hitting pan on this one, I just haven't quite made it yet. So here's where we are at the end of January. And here's the progress made so far this year. Alongside my fun size palette, I'm doing the Better Together project. In this one you choose a palette that complements your fun size palette, and so I chose this one by Milani. It's called Must Have Neutrals, and the shades I've used from this one is the one that's called Base. I did have a bit of a crack in the pan at the introduction, and unfortunately this one has broken apart a little bit. Since then I managed to catch most of the bits in the actual palette itself, and I have been using them up, but a little bit did fall on the floor. So this is what it is looking like now. I might have to repress this one at some point, but it's not a job I enjoy doing or that I'm very good at, so I'm going to try and work with it as it is. So as I said, I've been using the bits that fell into the palette. Here's what it looks like at the moment, and that's what I've got left to use up from the bits that fell out. And the next shade that I've been using from this palette is called Crease, and this is the one that I use as my eyebrow shade. I've used it 12 times, and again I think I'm pretty close to reaching the pan on this one. It's got a really deep dip in it. And then close-up picture coming up, it does look like I'm really close. I think I'm going to hit pan in the next use or two. But they do appear to be in metallic pans, and there's no sign of that yet. And the last one that I've used from this palette is called Liner. And I am using this one as a liner eyeshadow. And I've used it 10 times in January, and I think you can see a little bit of progress on this one, but you do need just the tiniest amount of this one, so it is going to take a long time to get through it. So this is where we started off, and this is the progress so far. And last of all, I am trying to finish up as much as I can from last year's Pan That palette. It's the Anastasia Beverley Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And from this one this month I have used Love Letter. And I have used this one 6 times in January, making 109 uses in total last year and this year. And I think you can see there's a little bit of progress on this one. The next one that I have used is Venetian Red. I have used this one another 11 times in January, making 150 uses. over the whole of last year and January of this year, and I am starting to make much more visible progress on this one. And then the last one that I used was Warm Taupe. I've used this one 11 times, making 108 uses in total last year and this year. And although it doesn't look much difference, I promise you that this one is starting to get generally flatter. So when it does get lower, it's going to start to move really, really quickly, and you're going to see a lot more of that pan when that happens. So this is the progress that we've had on this palette so far this year. I hope you've enjoyed this little update, and if you have, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!